all the way back to where I remember selling my favorite toy, my Spider-Man, as a kid, doing a yard sale because I desired money more than I desired having my toys.
Oh,
And
wow. That's cool.
yeah, yeah, and it goes all the way back. So I've been an entrepreneur for a long time.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Doing Business Right. My name is Dr. Bryan Raya and I'll be your host today. As an entrepreneur and small business owner in Northwest Arkansas, I want to help connect our business community both local and abroad through collaboration and networking. Doing Business Right is a podcast aimed at helping new and established small business owners, as well as those who may be thinking about entrepreneurship. We do this by sharing stories and insights to encourage strong and efficient small business growth. So before we get started, I have just a quick little announcement. First is that I do have my firm. I'm a bookkeeper with DBR Bookkeeping, but I also got this new DBR Bookkeeping online community. And I'm really trying to focus on service-based businesses, including photographers, designers, cleaning services, beauty services, personal trainers, coaches, all that type of stuff. If you like to get more information about bookkeeping and financial management, go check out the description below, and I'd love to chat with you and talk to you. All right, but I am super excited about today's episode. We are we are going to talk with my new friend and new colleague, Bryce Jackson with Health is Wealth. He's doing some amazing things, and what I'm really cool thing is that he's from my home state of California, and I'm super excited to have him on the show. How are you doing today, Bryce?
Dr. Brian, I'm doing very good. I appreciate you for having me today.
Oh, that's awesome to have you here. It looks like it's a beautiful day over there. We've been having some rain very on and off. It's very summer Arkansas. And a little pitch, it is Friday the 13th, so
Mhm.
hopefully this episode isn't scary. It's inspiring, but happy Friday the 13th to all those people who are big fans out there. So we're gonna get right into it. Bryce, can you just tell our audience just a little bit about your story and background to kind of get us started?
Yes, 100%. So, my name is Bryce Jackson. I've been an entrepreneur for around 3 to 5 years officially. Of course, in high school and in middle school, I was doing entrepreneurial things, but I didn't actually know that I was an entrepreneur. Like when I was selling T-shirts before Shopify was a thing, I was,
Yeah.
making a few $100s, and I didn't even know that that was a real income stream. I just thought that I was just selling T-shirts. I didn't understand. All the way back to where I remember selling my favorite toy, my Spider-Man, as a kid, doing a yard sale because I desired money more than I desired having my toys.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and it goes all the way back. So I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I currently own the company Health is Wealth, as you mentioned, and it's just for entrepreneurs who are serious about getting fit and building their body and business.
That's awesome. I just think I think I hear so many times entrepreneurs kind of just, you don't even know it. You just kind of fall into it and suddenly, you know what? I kind of like this thing, this kind of like drive. And I think where you're going with entrepreneurs, but the whole thing of being fit. Why do you think it's so hard for entrepreneurs to even stay physical, be active, and just have that healthy lifestyle? Why do they struggle with that?
Yeah, 100%. So I actually created something called 33 triggers, and it basically just touches on each reason why a certain person may not be able to hit their goals, and it touches on the psychological reasons. So
Mm,
sometimes it's not always, I just can't eat less or move more. It's the underlying belief, such as, do I believe I can actually do it? Do I have the time for it? Can I eat
mm.
healthy when I'm going out?
Yeah.
Those are the things that get people that stop them from losing weight. It's not, obviously everyone knows if you eat less and move more, you'll lose weight. But if it was that simple, 80% of America wouldn't be overweight. So
Exactly.
it's easier said than done. And it also comes to when we prioritize our business more than the actual business, which is ourselves, because without us, the business dies.
Mm,
So, and most people don't think like that. They kind of do the opposite, which is they trade their health for wealth and then they trade it back later.
yeah.
So I started Health as Wealth to try to stop entrepreneurs from doing that and trying to get both at the same time instead of trading one for the other.
Yeah, it's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your fitness background and kind of like,
Yeah,
'cause again, you're doing like, entrepreneurial type things, but what about the fitness side that kind of like got you interested in going like this is fun?
100%. So the reason why I got into the fitness side is because I had an epiphany where I stopped playing football and I didn't
Okay.
want my 10 to 15 years of being an NFL, like trying to be an NFL star, like to die just because that dream died. I didn't want my
Mm,
skills to die with it. And I also didn't want to be another entrepreneur that's teaching entrepreneurs how to get rich or make 10K per month and they're not actually making 10K per month.
yeah.
So I didn't want to go that route. So I was like, okay, what's an angle I can go where I can still necessarily, and I wasn't even thinking, how can I help entrepreneurs? But I just said, what's an angle that I can do where I can be a real entrepreneur myself? And I was like, okay, what do I have the most proof in? Well, I personally lost 100 pounds. I used to
Oh,
be,
wow.
yeah, I used to be 300. So
Whoa.
when I was 300 pounds, I was like, I honestly documented in my mind, not knowing the things that I didn't like and what made me overweight. And I started to realize even when I overate, it came from when things in my life weren't going good. So I was like, okay,
Mm.
that's stress eating. Why am I stress eating though? And it took me 5 years later, which is today, realizing that I stress eat anytime my life isn't controlled because eating food is the only thing that I can control.
Yeah.
So and it's super deep because that's just
Oh,
one 32 or 33 more problems that entrepreneurs have
yeah.
that they don't realize because it's just day to day and we don't have time to stop and think of like, why am I actually eating this food right now? Well, okay, I'm sad, but why am I still eating this food? Is it because this is the only thing that's going to make me feel better, or is this the only thing that I have control over to help me feel better?
Mm.
So yeah, and that's what it really is.
No, that's an incredible personal journey. I'm kind of curious, what did you play in football? What position did you play?
So I started off as a lineman, but in my heart, I hated it. I knew that I could catch. I knew that when I would go out with my friends, I can throw the ball. I knew
Wow.
that I was smart, but I just never got a chance because they didn't care about what you thought. It was just based off your body. You're 300 pounds, get on the line. I was a 16-year-old, 250 pounds. So it's like, yeah, they don't care. You're just going to block for our quarterback because he's nice and pretty sitting in the back. So yeah, yeah, exactly. So and I hated it. I'm like, dude, I hate this. I hate this. So I eventually, and everyone has something stopping them from becoming the best version of themselves.
Hmm.
Whether you're overweight, whether you're short, whether you're not the smartest, whether you come from a poor background, whether you have yellow teeth. So you have something that you can work on to better yourself and cure your weakness to make it your strength. And most people don't. They just embrace it and just become like, you ever seen the big girl that's confident? Like,
Yeah.
she just embraces it. That doesn't mean that she's not okay with being big. She just accepted it. And at a certain point, I
Mhm.
didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to be the guy that just accepted it. A lot of my family is truthfully overweight. We don't operate on the smaller side, especially because America, they
Yeah.
don't really help us with that, especially in California. So because of that, I decided that was going to be the thing that I saw, and I didn't want to be the friend anymore of the girl that was just funny. I don't just a funny guy. I got tired of that, and
Yeah.
then and as I lost the weight, I started to see like the dynamic behind women definitely switched to where the point where I'm not chasing them anymore, and
Uh-huh.
it switched just because I was so focused on myself. Where now they're focused on me and
Yeah.
I don't have to go looking at it. And then I'm doing the choosing now, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want you because I work so hard on myself, you
Yeah.
know, and it changed a lot of me. And when I was done with losing 100 pounds, it wasn't the person in the mirror who fully changed with the body, but the mind.
Mm.
And that's one thing that I really push in my community that's different than others. Like I don't push posting my body online because that's not my angle. My angle is mindset. Because watch this. I throw a 300-pound person my body right now. I give you a six pack. I give you everything that you need, and I say, hey, here it is. But you just have to maintain it. Do you have the mindset to actually do these 8 miles that I just finished doing before I hopped on this call? Do
Yeah.
you? Do you
Yeah.
have the mindset to do a ten o'clock workout last night for 2 hours, even though you don't feel like it, even though your wife's calling telling you get home? Do you? Like, do you have that mental strength to not choose the burger and choose the salad or go lettuce wrap at In and Out instead of going the like all of those things are gonna equate to you getting back the old body that you had, which
Yeah.
is the restart. The same way if I gave you $1 million business, but you just have to run it from here. Yeah, and you can't just go hire people to just be like, oh, just do my job for me, because that's not how business works. The
Yeah.
brains at the top, you have to be an alpha leading other alphas in their round, not just depending on another alpha to take over the business and just I hope this works. That's not how business works. So
No, you're absolutely right. And I think that's kind of like a good shift into the entrepreneurial side a bit, because obviously you got like a lot of this experience in the health space, in the mindset space, and now you're shifting that into like how that applies to entrepreneurship as well. Because I hear these things, and I was like, it's not just about your health, but it's also, you know, if you want to, you got to work on your business too. Your business has to thrive, just like your body, right? If you focus on your having a good business, you don't have to
yes,
be chasing out for clients and doing all this type of stuff. Just be good with yourself, be true to yourself, do good business practices, like do business right, and
yeah.
you will attract the best high quality clients and customers. So, and I think with the entrepreneurial side, I do want to just kind of talk about that. As we talk about the health side, the entrepreneurial side, right? What are some things on the entrepreneurial side that you may have like really picked up in the last year or two that you just really seen in today's entrepreneurial world?
Yeah, 100%. So definitely digital marketing.
Yeah,
That changed my life. Digital marketing was the fastest way for me to make money, and and it changed my perspective of online to the point where I forgot I can make money in the real world. Like normal jobs became kind of like far fetched. Where I'm like $200 for 8 to 10 to 12 hours when that's
yeah,
just one digital product, and it's like, of course, it's easier said than done on this side, but man, like it sucks being in the world where like you only can make money trading your time. And
yeah.
it's not that we all still don't trade time for money. It's just how fast the money comes after we've traded our time once when you're
Hmm.
in the digital product space. And even like um for me, when I seen the fact that YouTubers are making a lot of money, like online money has been here, but digital marketing for me has been my touch point. YouTube hasn't been my breakthrough. Of course, I post YouTube videos and eventually that'll be another monetization stream. But for me, just digital marketing and learning the levers of business, such as conversion, churn,
Yeah,
traffic. What is traffic? I remember one of my guys,
yeah.
my cousin, he was looking at my phone and he was looking at my schedule. He was like, he started laughing. He was ignorant. He didn't understand, and it taught me a valuable lesson of not everyone understands what you understand, and something so common to you is so uncommon to them.
Yeah, exactly.
He's seen traffic and he knows I live in LA and the traffic is terrible here. He was like, hey, he started dying. He was like, dude, you plan traffic out because it's that bad out there? And he lives in Arizona. I was like, no, brother. Traffic meaning generate traffic, meaning get people to come find me. The same way as
Mhm.
traffic flowing on the freeway, I need people flowing to me to find me.
Yeah.
That's traffic. And he was like, oh, that's different. I was like, yeah, but to him, that he only knew one
Yeah, he
world,
wasn't
which
even it wasn't even on his radar. He wasn't even thinking about it at all.
and that sparks another book for me that I'm writing. It's my second book that it's not coming out yet. It's I have to complete the first one, and then it's gonna be this one. It's called What You Don't Know Hurts More. And
Mm.
it talk about the things that you don't know hurt you more than the things that do. Because we know what we need to do right now. But the things that we don't know are hurting us more than the things that we do.
Exactly. Yes.
And even still, like how I just spent a month trying to repair my churn. Churn, for anyone who don't know, in the business space means the amount of people who leave you per month. In the subscription based business, in all realms, the average business does around 20% churn. Well, I was averaging around 6%, which would be like an A+ in business,
Yeah.
doing that for around 3 months. All of a sudden, I had around 7 to 10 members churn on me at the same time. And it's not that
Mm.
they all got together and was like, let's leave Bryce. It's just
Yeah.
the market's timing. And that's just how it works. But I wasn't expecting that. So that made my churn shoot from 6 to 18%, tripled. And I panicked and I thought that I had a churn problem. But let's just say if I got 36 members in and or even let's just not even say 36, let's just say 16 people in and 8 people left. Well, my business grew 50%. So I don't have a churn problem. But the fact that I didn't get new people in made me think that I had a churn problem.
Yeah.
So now I'm spending all my time on, instead of getting new people, on the people that's leaving, which is bad for business because now I'm coming off desperate.
Yeah.
Instead of like you're trying to find a new girl and work on yourself, you're trying to go back to the ex-girlfriend and you're like, please just stay with me, please. Like, you
That's a good
know,
analogy. Good
yeah,
analogy. Yeah.
exactly. And that's what it felt like. So I'm not going back to the ex-girlfriend. I'm moving forward. I'm gonna go self-develop. Yeah, I'm going forward. And
Yeah, and I think as an entrepreneur, I think we all gonna know, and any entrepreneur is watching this, it's like trying to identify what is the real problem. Like you said, is
right.
it the churn? Is it getting new clients? Is it traffic? Is it your pricing? Is it your offer? There's so many little things, and that's what I think is cool about entrepreneurship is that sometimes just a little tweak in one of these little levers suddenly just things just open up
Yeah.
or just kind of fix it. But it is hard to identify that. And it does take, don't panic just because you get a couple people leave. You're like, whoa, because you have to be patient in the time and kind of let it
Yes.
breathe. So I think it's like a great transition to kind of transition into what you're actually doing with health as well and this whole community thing. Because we kind of mentioned about, our online communities. And I still think for a lot of people, they don't understand what do you mean online community. So can you kind of like really break down
Yeah.
what your business model is?
100%. So just imagine a place where, okay, I'm gonna go brick and mortar with the theoretical, and then people can understand the online space
Yes,
because I
yeah.
know all of our viewers are definitely up to speed. We don't have to baby them. So let's just say that we have a gym. This gym, people work out, but we need a spot after where we just go chill at. And it's
Mm.
just a little local camaraderie. I just bought this place. It's around $100 a month, and it's not too big, but it's enough for a lot of people to fit. And as I go, I can expand, and it's free for me to expand. I can get as many people in as possible. But right now, let's say we have 20 or 30 people in this community, and it's just a whole bunch of people who come in after the gym because they're all trying to work on their business here because they have nowhere else to go. When they go home, it's problems. It's the dog
Mhm.
barking, it's the cousin, it's the uncle, it's the kid, it's the mom, it's the wife. It's something there at home where they can't truly focus on their business. And then YouTube videos don't really work for them. So they want more than just the common knowledge, so they come to this place where 20, 30 other people who are grinding for the same thing as them, they just left the gym just like them, and now they're ready to work on their business just like them. So now they're all together masterminding, trying to move the needle. And if person number one has learned a lesson on Monday, he gets to teach everyone in the gym the exact same thing in the next spot, because they don't have to go learn that lesson in the gym. They just
Yeah.
learned it from him in the mastermind. So now imagine 20x that happening over and over and over and over and over every single week. And that's exactly what a community is, a place where many people with your same goals are striving and sitting in one place where you can communicate with them and actually meet with them in person at a coffee shop. I've met one of my clients in person before. He
Mhm.
traveled 4 hours to meet me, and I traveled over an hour and a half to meet him. And
Yeah.
it felt great. And he said, he was like, man, you look bigger in person. I was like, you look better in person. I was like, so he was like, yeah. I was like, well, that's good to hear, because that's one of my fears as well. Why I keep working on my body. I would not want to be an imposter, which is
Yeah, yeah, for
one of the
sure.
reasons why I didn't start off as an entrepreneur. I was like, I just got to start off with something with proof, you know. But imagine a community where there's people in front of you and there's people behind you. They say life is literally like a gym. There's always going to be people
Yeah.
who want better for you and who look better than you, and there's going to be, you look to your right and there's going to be someone who looks worse than you. So it's just simply, staying. I'm just glad I'm not where that person is.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's so cool is that the name of it, right? Health is wealth. Can you
Yes.
kind of expand upon like what that means and how you kind of came to that idea with?
100%. 100%. So I came up with this name because I always noticed this theme with certain business models and rappers, that the best business models and rappers make you remember them subconsciously.
Yeah.
I've heard people say the slogan such as like health is wealth, but they've never knew what they were saying.
Uh-huh.
And I understand what they're saying, such as like, okay, if I was to give you $1 million right now, Dr. Bryan, but you can't wake up tomorrow, are you taking it?
No, yeah. No, I wouldn't
So,
trade.
so at surface level, you know that your life is worth more than a
Yeah.
million. Just at surface level. Let's go up. Let's go up to 10 million. 10 million, you taking it?
Oh gosh, even then, no.
Okay, so we have already established our life is worth more than 8 figures. At the point where we get to 100 million, we might want to make some transfers to our family, be a sacrifice. So I'm not going to go that high. So I understand where, of course, people can start thinking. But okay, at 8 figures, we still would say, okay, I think my life, I can make 8 figures and live a happier life than me just dying right now and not being able to enjoy it. You
Yeah.
know, so if you know that, then why are you not waking up like it? You
Mm.
know, why are you going through your life waking up with groggy eyes, like, oh, I guess I'll do this, instead of having that, like, I get to do this,
Yes.
Not,
Yes.
and that's the switch. Not like I gotta, it's more like I get to. And also, when I see people in their best shape, sometimes that's more wealth than the person who's rich with a terrible body and he's going to die soon. You know,
Yeah.
and it's also a world where I see fit people who are broke, and I see unhealthy people who are rich.
Mm.
So it's not like a give or take, because there's a lot of personal trainers who are ripped and bodybuilders who are broke.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's and I don't like that world. So I really want to merge it, and that's where I
Yeah.
see this gap in the market where you don't have to be just healthy, you don't have to be just wealthy. Health is wealth.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I always like to ask kind of people about their business names. It's always kind of interesting, kind of
Yeah,
like maybe the bit
great
background
questions.
stories. It's always kind of fun. So, but kind of going back into this community, and I think how you described it was really good. So, what kind of things are in your community? What kind of topics
Yeah,
you talk about? What kind of things do you do to really help make this a great place for your clients?
I appreciate you asking. So basically, I just actually switched over just yesterday to a high ticket model where everyone in my community who joined at a lower ticket model, such as $99 a month, $999 a year, they just got pushed into a new program, which is all one-on-one access, meaning I'm
Oh,
not working with people in a course standpoint, because only 1 to 12% of people who actually go through a course complete it,
yeah,
not get the goal, not get the result, just complete the course.
yeah,
So I want my people, I don't want 1 out of 12 people to just complete a course. I want them to get the result. So if I want results attached, I had to jack my prices up, because I can't work with everyone for $100 a month. because
Mhm.
I need to pay my bills and feed my family. And I also want to do so much with you that you achieve the goals that I'm telling you. So here's what comes in it. You get two done with you workouts. Why do you get two done with you workouts? Because we're going to get fit part time. We're not trying to work out every single day.
Yeah.
Everyone can get fit if you work out Monday through Friday. But what happens if you can keep the foods that you love and just work out twice a week?
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Well, that's exactly what this community is. So,
That
so
sounds
that,
awesome.
yeah, so yeah, and I don't tell them, hey, no, you're gonna have to cut out cupcakes. Like, no one wants to hear that. We're habits. We're creatures of habit. So we don't want to take our favorite cupcake away from us, especially for good. And
Yeah.
of course, if you want to get to the most lean body physique, the reason why I'm not the most lean as I can, because I still yet to cut out my M&Ms. I still like my little sweets. So
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
I'm ready to say no to this, and I'm not gonna be expecting this. But I understand that I am also the product. So I say no to certain meals because I am my business model now. Like I am part of the business. Of course, it can't just be me flexing and like join me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so of course that's why I say it's a mindset thing.
It
But of
is.
course, if I'm 300 pounds still sitting behind this camera, I wouldn't have a business today because no one trusts me. They couldn't be a 300-pound personal trainer, but your conversion rate is going to be very
Mhm.
like low, just simply because people don't believe you.
Yeah.
So um regardless, I understand that people also don't like going to the gym. So the done with you workouts help them just be in their own space, especially if you're overweight, you don't know how to do the workouts, which
Yeah,
is what
for
also
sure.
comes with form reviews. On those done with you workouts, the same day you get two done with you form reviews. So when you're on the workouts, I'm showing you, let's say we're doing shoulder press, and I'm saying, hey, let's just cuff your arm this way so we can get that extra tension on your shoulder. So now when you go to the gym for the rest of your life, you know how to do this. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to keep you stuck. If you don't like it here, I want you to eventually go, but at least your itch is scratched and you have the things that you need to go with you versus you buy some random course or some meal plan and workout plan from ChatGPT or something, and then you stick with it for less than 10 days because only 1% of people actually stick with something for 10 days or more.
Yeah.
And then you give up on your goals, but you still have the itch, but you spent money. So now you think every time you spend money, you're not going to get the goal that you wanted. And
Yeah.
that's one of my biggest things. I don't want people to spend money with me and not get the result and still have that itch and want to scratch it later and still don't do it because they spent it with me or they spent it with someone else and didn't get the result, but they want to do it. Like
Yeah.
that's my biggest fear. So I only work with people at a high level now. So it's not for everyone. Of course, I downsell to products and services and maybe
Yeah.
even coaching calls, but I just realized that if I want to make the impact that I want to make, it's going to have to be at a higher price. So I charge like a good amount of money, like a couple thousand a year, like 5,000 a year. And simply because I don't want to, I don't want to do an average campaign. It comes with also a couple of bonuses, such as I'll fly you to LA and you'll come work out with me in person. A
Oh,
lot of
wow, that's
people,
cool.
yeah, people in school aren't doing that. They're not flying you out to them. You work out with them and you show them the real mindset shift in person. So they go back a different person and definitely soar. So they have something to think about. And also, I have another bonus, such as if you lose the weight, if you gain the weight in the future, I hope you lose it again for free. Because
Oh,
the
wow.
point is
Yeah.
to teach you the system so that you don't gain the weight back. Anyone can teach you how to lose 20 pounds, and then what happens after? You
Yeah.
gain it back. And then actually, 84% of people who lose weight regain it. So I'm not trying to do that. I want
Yeah.
people to lose weight, to keep it off and keep the weight off and keep the systems that I taught them for good.
That's awesome. So you're really getting one-on-one coaching, you're getting
That's
mentorship programs. I'm sure you're getting like lots of, obviously you're talking about business, but you're also talking about, health and, diet and all those type of things. And I'm just saying this because I know as a school community owner, there's we can put so much resources in there that you can have and
mm-hmm.
access and conversations that just make the experience just so much better for everyone. Anything else you want to kind of really add as far as any special offers or features that are in your community?
Yeah, so I do give them the ability to do wealth walks with me. And wealth walks are
Oh,
basically unlimited. And I also offer lightning coaching. I'll explain that next. Wealth walks are basically imagine, let's say you, Dr. Bryan, you're like, hey, Bryce, I haven't been exercising for a bit. I've been just focused on my business. I've had one of those seasons where I just literally have been balls to the wall. I need a wealth walk. On this wealth walk, what we'll do, let's say if it's a 30-minute, 15-minute, 45-minute walk, we're just getting our cardio in, but we're talking about business and we're clearing our thoughts. We're clearing our mind. What's the
very
constraint
cool.
with
Yeah.
business? And no one does things like this because they didn't have these problems. As a business owner myself, I'm able to relate to these other business owners because I can't just have a personal training business and just, ooh, no, I have to be an entrepreneur myself to set this stuff up. So I understand the problems that they have as well, which is my unique angle because, of course, there's thousands of personal trainers. This is
Yeah.
also my unique angle of coming to the market and showing my differentiator. And there is no also benefit to being the lowest price in the market. I realized that too.
Yeah.
So me being this price shows it could be for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
So
you said, and the other thing that you had, it was called, was it lightning or
life coaching. So
like, yeah.
Dr. Bryan, let's say if you're like, hey, Bryce, I need a call. Oh, well, we only get 4 per year. How does that feel when you paid $5,000?
Yeah.
I've heard that a couple times. I remember spending a couple $1,000. It didn't come with one personal call because she's that busy. And she was a millionaire, but it's like, come on. Like, you only have 200 members. You can't make time for a 1 hour call with one person in your community that you said for $1,000 in a month, which breaks down to 12K for the year. Like, I don't think no one's that rich. And if you're in the Alex Mosley status, okay. But if you're on Skool still, you're still trying to build your business up, 7-figure earner, but you're not 8-figure and 9-figure, you have time. And you're just choosing where you want to spend the time. And I watched this happen and I was like, okay, I don't want this to be me, you
Yeah.
know? And the lightning coaching consists of unlimited 15-minute calls. The only problem is you have to do the last thing that I said. So
Gotcha.
if we got on this call and I'm like, hey, Dr. Bryan, you have to post at least one time a week. I want you to do this for 2 weeks. And then I want you to go on a 4-mile walk in these 2 weeks. So that's just a mile a day for 4 days each for each of the 2 weeks. So by the time in 2 weeks when we talk, you should have 8 miles and you should have 2 videos posted, whatever the math was.
Yeah.
And if lightning coaching comes up and you know that you don't got those 8 miles and don't even book.
Yep.
Because it's no point. But this what? Guarantees progress.
Yeah.
And
You're
it guarantees that if we're only speaking if you're moving the needle. And I'm going to help you move the needle because if you're every day moving the needle, we can talk every day. I don't mind because what does
Yeah.
that do for me? It gives me a stronger testimonial.
Exactly.
One of my best clients, he was my first client actually. And I wonder how many people can say this. Their first client is one of their best results. He lost 20 pounds in 60 days because I was working with him every single day.
That's
Every
awesome.
single day. I worked on it with his body and his business for 1 hour a day, every single day for 60 days straight. Didn't miss a beat. It's Sundays, Saturdays, every single day. And that's what gave me this spiel of like, what if I just worked with 200 more of him?
Yeah, I
But
know. And sometimes this was like you just think that like just when I just focus on that and make that result happen and like that's super powerful. And I think it's a great feature. Like, hey, well, I'll talk to you every day as long as
yeah,
you keep doing the little task that I give you. Then hey, yeah, I'll keep talking. We'll keep working at it. I think that's awesome. That's a great feature to you. And we're almost out of time, but I do want to wrap up a couple of things and come back to you real quick for our audience. I ask you to please subscribe to the channel here on YouTube. Also, I have a Facebook and I got social media just like everybody else. Subscribing and engaging really makes a big difference. You can just leave a comment on what you thought about this episode. I'd totally appreciate it. It's so simple, but for us entrepreneurs, it really means a lot. And again, if you have any questions about more episodes, I have a 30 plus episodes of all types of topics, all types of entrepreneurs. Go check out my website, dbrbookkeeping.com, and you can learn more. All right. So, Bryce, we're going to wrap this thing up. Couple final questions I want to ask you. Super insightful, super inspired. I'm like ready to go like for a walk right now.
yeah,
You know, like I probably will.
yeah.
But so what's the best way people can find you?
Okay, thanks for asking. So you can find me now at BGotFit everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. On Instagram, it's the only one that's BGot.fit. And that's all I want you guys to do. I don't want you to buy anything from me. Just socialize with me. Just go
Yeah.
connect with me. Just
Yeah.
go follow me for free because that value that I can give, one of my things in the market is I try to provide better free value than others do for their paid. And
Mm,
it shows you that I can help you by actually helping you.
yeah.
So if you're interested in getting free motivation, free tips, just reminders to be the best version of yourself, just go follow me on BGotFit anywhere on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok.
That's awesome. Great. I love it. Yes. Subscribe. And I like how you said, like, just engage. Just like have
Yeah.
conversations. Like, let us know, like, give us ideas, maybe questions that they might have. Like, put it out there. What do you do for
Yes.
this routine? What do you eat about this? How do you do this business thing? Just ask and let's just get better together. So,
100%.
I always like to end my episodes asking our guests, what does doing business right mean to you?
100%. The first thing that comes into to mind is integrity. My
Yeah.
my dad always taught me, is one of the biggest lessons he ever said was what you do when no one watching is the definition of integrity.
Mm,
And I always think about what happens. I have another business, a solar company. I shut it down while I built this one, but it works on people's roofs. And I chose that business because you need integrity for someone to be on your roof and not skimp you over.
yeah.
And I knew that these people doing solar, they weren't. They didn't care. They just got people's money and left. And I would go up there and I would see holes, I would see things, and I would see my electricians repairing stuff that we're doing for free that others truthfully shouldn't have done, and it shouldn't come out of the customer's pocket because these bad people installed and left. And we've gotten people to, hit their company back up and try to get money back, but that's off topic. But doing business right to me starts with integrity. Don't sell anything that you're not actually good at fulfilling. Don't use other people's money to make your business what you said it was in the first place. Like,
Mm.
just meet them there. Just tell them where you're at.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
because this is kind of equivalent to where you get people's money for a clothing brand to order the clothing brand stuff, where it's like, that's fine, I get it, but tell them that. Tell them, hey, we do not keep our products on hand. They'll respect you more versus you
Yeah.
running the shady model where you're like, oh, the delay is going to be 4 weeks till we get your product out because we have a delay in stock order. No, you just don't have the product or built it yet. So you have to do all this stuff in the back end. Just tell people the truth. Um, I would rather state the facts and tell the truth than to be known as a liar after building my name for 10 years and tearing it down after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So just start with integrity. Doing business right to me is just fulfilling on the promise and actually removing churn entirely by just fulfilling on the promise that you said and not letting someone leave because you have their money,
Yeah.
begging them to stay because they don't have the result. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at. I don't want someone to leave if they haven't got the result, especially if you transacted with me.
Mm.
It's not that I want your money more than I want you to get this result. And that's where I stand. I love money, but I love my clients and customers more than I would ever love money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What a super inspiring. What a great conversation. Just some good insights, ideas. I don't know, there's tons of like, gosh, you can probably split that up into like 100 different great little quotes
Yeah.
of what's out there. And that's
I
why I thank
appreciate it.
thank you, Bryce, for coming on to the show. And thank you to our audience for tuning in to Doing Business Right. And I hope you found the insights in this conversation valuable on implementing good business practices and generating innovative ideas to foster the development and growth of your enterprise. For further knowledge and effective business practices, as well as other episodes, as I mentioned before, go check out my website, dbrbookkeeping.com. You can stay updated with the latest tips by liking and following us on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and all this stuff, DBR Bookkeeping, and also my books on DBR Publishing. If you're interested in being part of this whole podcast thing, please reach out to me and let's see if we can collaborate. I'd be thrilled to just talk to other entrepreneurs. Our podcast is growing with the business community, and it is providing an excellent platform to connect with fellow entrepreneurs, literally across the country, in Northwest Arkansas and beyond in California. I'm your host, Dr. Bryan Raya, and I wish all entrepreneurs and business owners the utmost success by doing business right. Have a great one, everyone.